Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie and that's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Ronnie. How are you?
How are you, buddy?
Doing
Happy
pretty well,
Monday.
Happy Monday to you, too.
Yeah.
Are you ready to embrace this week of activity?
Yeah, heck yeah. Grab it by the nuts. Swing it around. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Real Housewives of Potomac Day here at Crappens. It's also Amazon Live Day. We will be on Amazon Live tonight at 4 p.m. Well, this afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific time. You can find links at our Instagram, link in bio, okay? It's Mondays at 4. That's when we're doing it, every other Monday. And when we're not doing that, we're doing Crappy Hour at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Also, if you want these videos, we do recaps on video every day over at patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens. That's also where you get bonus episodes. Okay. This week we shopped on Amazon together, completely unaffiliated with Amazon Live, just for fun, because it was like a Prime Day type thing. And we do a lot of previews. We do a lot of bonus episodes, just lots of stuff. Go over there and check it out. And that's it for that. So how are you feeling in general? How's life treating you?
Life's treating me very well,
etc.
It's good. I mean, I think that I feel like on the Bravo front all weekend long, I just feel like I've been talking to people or pondering or watching content about Wendy. And it's like this scandal has really just, I don't know, it's really just, I think it's captured a lot of people's attention. I don't think it's as big as Scandival. I don't know if we will ever see anything out of Bravo that's as big as that. But this one I feel like does have a bit of that shock factor that we haven't seen since then. Like this is it's like a shocker. And what this scandal has going for it, as much as scandals have things going for them, is that much like Scandival, this one broke very early in the season. So I think Scandival, there have been like maybe 3 episodes that had already aired of that season.
Yeah, how does that keep happening?
I don't know, but we spent the rest of the season looking for like breadcrumbs and Easter eggs and signs. And what's going to be, I think, really captivating about this season of Potomac is we're going to obviously be watching it with that POV of like Wendy and Eddie and the things that they say that are damning, etc., the signs that were there under our noses. So I think I do think this one has the possibility to snowball in a little bit of a way, but it won't be as big as Scandival. Not that anyone's asking, but
no, I don't think it will be. I mean, now that I've had some time to think about it, sit with it, I held space for it. I sat with it, but now that I've sat with it, it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, look, it's a little insurance fraud. Sure, they faked a robbery, whatever. I don't know. I still believe it's happened so many times on Beverly Hills that they still haven't gotten caught. And I think the other scandals have been a lot bigger. You know, we've got the Jen Shaw thing. That was a huge one. You know, Scandival, obviously. I think that this one is going to be a blip. I think she'll be able to come back from it. I think in the Bravo world, doing a little insurance fraud isn't that big of a deal. Team Wendy.
Well, she will have to, start doing once everything plays out, there's going to be the book, how I lost everything or whatever it is, Zen Wen, and then she'll go on the book tour. She'll do the I got caught up. This is what I've learned. And then she'll do motivational speaking. So I think that will be her path going forward. But I think what's different from this versus like Teresa or Jen Shaw, for instance, or Erica Girardi. Erica Girardi was a big one, but that was really more of a Tom scandal than an Erica scandal. But there was already inklings about Tom, and the thing is, Jen Shaw was already we're like, how does she support this business? Her Shaw squad, she already seemed full of bullshit as it was. And Teresa and Joe, I mean, come on, they already had the thing where Joe crashed his car and then drank 5 shots of whiskey afterwards because he was so shaken up. There's already shadiness surrounding them. But this, much like Scandival, I feel like this one came out of left field and surprise, it shook our very idea of who these people were and are. And so that's why I think this one is really fascinating, and I think it'll be really fun to track over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their money, I think one of the reasons it's shocking is because they do seem to be living kind of within their means. I mean, I know there were a lot of Birkin bags, and people have posted clips of, when she wore the Mugler dress, And someone was like, yeah, I hope she didn't return that yet. NECA was like, I hope she didn't return that one. Little comments that are kind of housewives bread and butter comments that people make, like there's always the housewife that her tags is showing, the Sonia Morgan, and there's always that kind of thing. But I think aside from that kind of stuff, they seem to be living within their means. I mean, they live kind of far out of town, and they live in a house that I don't think is too ostentatious, really, in the housewives' world.
I would like they're not like, yes, they're not like super splashy. It's not like watching Stephanie's Shojai. However, I was watching a clip this morning on social media. Some lady got on to social media and she frosted a cake. Like the visual was just frosting a cake, but then she's explaining her theories on Wendy, which I was like, this is a great hook. Because I'm watching to see it. You saw that same one?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I'm like invested. I'm going to sit here for 4 minutes and see how this cake turns out, but I'm also going to listen to your theory.
She was doing weird things to the cake, right? It's like she was putting icing on it, and then what was she pouring? Caramel on top, and then she was pouring icing on top again, and then caramel again. I mean, that's crazy. Whatever she was doing looked amazing,
I was in it to see like the way she worked that scraper. But she brought up something that is so, I think, important in terms of understanding this, which is she brought up a lot of different points. And, the woman, she said she has African parents, and she brought in a lot of theories about like what it's like being raised with a very assertive African mother and the pressure that is to have grades, et cetera. But like that aside, she did mention, she has, Wendy has like 5 degrees, right? That comes with a huge amount of student debt. And then Eddie also is a lawyer, so that's going to have some student debt. So the truth is they probably have an enormous amount of debt that is in their life.
Well, we knew that because remember a couple of years ago, there was an article saying they're going to lose everything because they have all this debt and it's all student debt and, this and that. And so we've known that there's like crippling debt for a while. And we're wondering like, how are they doing it?
But that's why I guess I'm bringing that up, because it's like, it seems like they live within their means. It's like, yes, it seems that way, but like, that's not taking into account that you have 5 degrees worth of debt.
Yeah.
And on top of that, this person was also theorizing, when there's a lot of pressure to send money back to the family in like Nigeria and yada, yada. I can't speak to that. And if that is actually a reality in their life, but like that could be something else. But like at the very least, they definitely have a huge amount of student debt. So even them living within their means is still probably them being in is it the black or the red? When are you in debt? Red or black? Whatever color it is.
Because I lose on both of them in Vegas. So I'm not really sure. I don't I
think in the red is in debt. Yeah, they're in the red. Okay. That could be your new.
I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know.
That could be her new tagline. Just because I'm in the red doesn't mean I won't read you.
I may be out of the red, but I'm still seeing red. Dr. Wendy. I don't know. But I'm calmed down from this whole thing, and I say nothing burger. I say free Wendy. It was barely everyone. This is America. What's a little insurance? What's a little insurance fraud? I mean, come on. This is America. Let's get over it.
I just love, guys, America. I just want you all to know I'm calmed down. It's okay.
I'm calm about it. It's not one of those that's like really sticking in my craw that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this about Wendy. I got over the initial shock, and then I was like, meh.
You're desensitized.
Who hasn't pretended? But I mean, here's the thing though. Here's what the most shocking thing about it is how dumb they are. Like they were literally so stupid about the crime. They made no planning. They went to, I think, were they in Jamaica? I think they were in Jamaica on vacation. They were somewhere on vacation. And they decided to fake this robbery. So they reported all the stuff that was missing that was actually returned to stores. So first of all, that's extremely stupid. Like, duh. I mean, that's an easy thing to follow, especially because receipts are emailed, stuff like that. Then Eddie sent her an email that said, hey, I need to add more stuff to this list. Do you have any more high priced items that we can add to this insurance list? Because I want to max out the coverage. I want to max out the policy. So that was extremely stupid. They also have ring cams and a security camera. Nothing was on the
Yes.
ring cams.
Nothing.
No one was in their house. There was no movement in their house. So instead, what they did was they bent up a screen from their skylight or something, and they said that someone came in through the skylight. So that's why they weren't on the ring cams. Okay, well,
I hate those parachuting robbers.
but don't you even watch like CSI or anything, or Law and Order even? I mean, if someone came in through the screen light and stepped onto the toilet, there would be some kind of footprint or debris on the toilet. And the cops were like, that was a clean toilet. No one came in there. And when the cops came in to test it, they've got debris all over the toilet. So, I mean, just little things like that I would think that if you're going to do something for around $500,000, if you're going to commit that kind of fraud, that you would make some kind of an effort, you know, like put a Roomba with a wig on and have it move around the house. Like a
Roomba with a wig,
you know, like do something to make the motion detectors go off.
Stop
I mean, come
talking about
on,
Shane
man.
Simpson. But you know, the thing is also like, I did not know about this skylight thing, but what's also hilarious about it is so a robber somehow descends on the house, maybe a trebuchet flung him onto the roof from the woods, and he goes in through the skylight. He gathers all these items, and now this, like, you know, the Hamburglar with his sack on his back of goods now has to somehow ascend back up through the skylight and get out because, like, the motion didn't detect anyone coming in or coming out, unless that
so
person
they got all that stuff,
did like a
right.
full-on parasite and went on and just barricaded themselves into the basement. Like, what? This is so lazy. I have to say, this does not bode well for cannabis company owners, because the only way I can imagine they hatched this plan, these two very smart people, is if they were high as fuck. I'm sorry.
Baloney.
Like, this is a high-ass plan. And they probably did it. And then they're like, fuck, we just committed insurance fraud. Got to commit to the bit now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so that was the most shocking part to me. It was just the lack of art in the pull off, you know, like, where is the art here, people? Come on. So because there was such a lack of art, I say those are not career criminals and they should get off. They should get like a week. and then they should get an apology from America for making all these laws that predatory lenders can do this and put you in that kind of debt. That's what I say.
That's what Wendy should really do. She should like take that like Luigi Mangione like populist ethos and be like, I'm taking it to the insurance companies that are destroying our lives. That's like an angle she could try to do. She probably won't succeed. But when
student
when
debt lenders, that is they are predatory.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
I do. When you say that they're not career criminals, is the implication that someone like Joe Giudice, if you let him off the hook, he's just going to go back to like shady ass ways where these
Joe
guys.
Giudice is a career criminal. Yes,
he's a career,
that guy is gonna do something shady, right? No matter what.
You keep him out of the general population for as long as possible. But like Wendy and Eddie, they are bumbling academics who did not do this properly.
Wendy's just a girl who wanted all these degrees, then didn't want to do any of those jobs. I mean, really, with all of those degrees, she was like, I don't want a job that has to do with any of these degrees. I want to be an influencer and a YouTuber and sell candles. And I think that that's the American dream, and we should support that. You know, they were just trying to get out of a little debt. Come on.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to commit insurance fraud for me by denting the skylight.
The screen of the skylight.
The screen of the skylight.
Like, oh my God, did you dent the screen of the skylight? Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Nailed it. But then there are other things, like they were supposed to speak at a like criminal justice type event where it was about laws that affect cannabis sale. I mean, something like that, and then there was another thing posted where the day of the robbery. Let me look at this. I found it on Reddit. This is from Bravo Real Housewives on Reddit. It says Wendy used Bonnie and Clyde by Jay-Z for her Instagram post the same day that she called the police. Her and Eddie are dressed up for some event, quoting Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, there's just so many things like that are, I mean, you put your hand on your face, you put your hand on your face and you just shake your head.
Wow.
But then we move into episodes like today. And look, there are no clues, right? Because this was kind of a one time that we know of type deal where they just did something stupid. But so I'm not really looking for clues, but it is awkward watching the show because like today she has a whole scene with Stacy. I almost called her Breathy. That's not nice. I'm not going to do that. The show is not going to make me bully Stacy over her breath. But anyway, she had that whole scene where she's like, is she lying? Is she lying? Is she lying? She's always lying. I'm trying to trust her, but she's always lying. Mm-hmm. And, that makes it a little more awkward, I guess.
A little cringy. Well, let's get into it. This episode is episode 2 of season 10, and it's called Mint to be Shady. So Potomac is up to these. Oh, by the way, another thing. Sorry, one last thing is that people were posting clips from season 5 after the famous Monique and Candace fight where Wendy was like lecturing Monique. And now people are like, Monique, your time has come. You get to turn the tables right onto Wendy. So that'll be interesting if that happens.
Where she was saying, I hold people accountable. I don't care who you are. I'm the accountability queen. Okay, so here we are at Ashley's second Bloom Ball. Okay, so she's fighting with Stacy. And she's saying, you're a full-grown woman and you came into this group and misrepresented yourself. And she's like, and you are a messy devil. You're a devil.
But you misrepresented yourself. Sorry, I just burped in my middle of my Ashley line. I got possessed by a demon.
What's wrong with you? You're gonna, and now you're gonna make fun of Stacy's breath all day.
It was a coffee burp, which yes, probably smelled bad. Stacey goes, you are the devil. She goes, stop lying. So then AJ is there. That's Stacey's friend. He's like, okay, so the way you guys want to be amicable and be good girlfriends is for her to show that she's been divorced, even though, I mean, she's back with him, right? That's what you want. And Tia's like, well, she doesn't even want to feel like she's been lied to. Oh, and by the way, I feel like all this Wendy talk, we did not really address, for me, what was the big headline, which is how much I love Tia. And I just think this is a great casting choice. I love an uppity British housewife. Good job, Potomac.
Yeah, I love her. I love her voice.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So good to be in this group. I don't know what anybody's even saying. I don't understand any of these terms we're using. I'm a princess.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Ashley is saying, back in January, Stacy was with TJ, and here we are, 3 months have passed, and you've magically gotten back together with your ex-husband. Ashley, you are such a fucking hypocrite. What about all of this Michael Darby crap that we've been dealing with from you for years? You're leaving him. You're not leaving him. You're divorcing him. You haven't filed for divorce. So much, even this latest thing with you dating Beavis and then pretending that you're single to go on Love Hotel to get that check. And then we come back and, you're still dating Beavis. You are such a fucking liar. I can't believe that Ashley of all people. And also to be coming after someone's breath. You've had Michael Darby in your mouth for over a decade. No one has more disgusting shit in their mouth than you. I cannot believe you are coming. And no one has more disgusting shit coming out of their mouth than you. We've heard your singing all over the clips on the internet and the television, man. Leave Stacey
totally
alone.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, she's right. She's completely right. So Ashley's like, so your hand's like very blingy. Like, what's going on with the hand? And Stacey's like, yeah, well, my ex-husband and I are trying to work it out, and that's fine. So Ashley is like, ma'am, the math is not mathing. I'm like, that's what I often say about why you're dating these old trolls like Ralph and Michael. The math is not mathing for me. It does not make any sense.
I know. I like that. I wish that every time she said something about Stacey's breath, we just got, clips of her making out with Michael and making out with Ralph and all of these gross dudes, So Giselle's like, do I think Stacey is divorced? No. Do I think Stacey wants us to think she filed for a divorce and now she's back with her husband? Didn't you just have a whole fake storyline to pretend that you got back with your husband 2 years ago because you had nothing going on in your life, ma'am? Did you or did you not? This cast, they are such hypocrites. Giselle and Ashley are the biggest fucking hypocrites, and I will not believe it. I believe from now to hereforth, I declare that Stacey has minty fresh breath and these people are just lying. I don't believe a thing they're saying.
I believe what they're saying. They just might not be the best messengers for the story. I mean, look, they're basically
let's get back to shooting the messengers. I think that messengers deserve some shit.
I think that they are just like, be original. We are like, I already faked getting back with my husband. You can't come and do that. And Ashley's like, I already faked divorcing. Like, you can't do that. Come with something new, Stacey. So AJ is basically like, okay, like,
I hope
why do you care?
Stacey's next plot is selling kangaroo meat.
That'd be really strong. No, I hope her next plot is selling little caps that say like, not embellish, but maybe like bellish.
But Robin's not even around to trigger, you know?
It'd still be fun. Maybe she'll sell a candle. So
I hope she paints her living room a really terrible shade of purple, like Giselle.
Yeah, I hope she takes a perfectly cute older house and does like Winchester mystery house things to it. So Ashley is saying, principle is very important to me, and we can be a lot of things, but we can't be liars. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
When I look at Michael Darby, I say, look at that principled man. Now I see why she fell for him. A very principled Gollum. You know, to go after that ring requires a lot of principle.
Sorry, say it again. Sorry, I thought you were
to go after that ring requires a lot of principle. I mean, you don't just like go to Mordor without principles. Okay.
And it wasn't too long ago that Ashley was lying for Gollum in his sexual assault case against the cameraman. So
yeah.
Shut up. So then Kierna is like, well, when it comes to me, I meet you with vulnerability. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe she's talking to Wendy. And she's like, Wendy may be socially awkward when I see her in public, or I'm missing something here. And Wendy is just so bored already with Kierna and her tri-fight. She's just like, okay, so just to show you how we have different ways in which we friend, you're saying if I'm on stage, I should wave. And then you say for the NAACP, I didn't know if I was coming. Well, you know what? I didn't because my kids were sick. And I actually told them that. I said, maybe I can speak at your event and maybe I can't. What kind of event is this that they don't just replace somebody if they can't speak? They're just like, hey, we're having an event. Speak if you can. Speak if you can.
I do not believe for 1 second Wendy is going to skip an NAACP event for like her kids being under the weather. This is not like going to the opening of like Mia's joint chiropractic. NAACP is a major influential organization. Wendy is there with bells on. She's getting it. Her sister's coming in. Her mom's coming in. Someone's taking care of those kids. Wendy is not missing.
Yeah, Wendy
NAACP.
Lives for that. Yeah, Wendy lives for that type of stuff. I think she probably said that to Kierna, like, well, I don't know if I'm going. Maybe I'm going. Maybe I'm not. Because she knew that Kierna was going to be like, oh, my God, we should go together. Why don't we go together in the same car and then we'll enter together and all this. And Wendy's like, you're not taking my red carpet moment and my limo. Sorry.
Wendy's like, I don't think Wendy gets down with Kierna. I think Wendy probably assumed, like many people, that Kierna was like a one and done housewife. And was like, I don't want to like, I don't really like you like that. Like, we're friends on the show. It was cute, but like, no, I think I want to wait for someone better to hang
I'm not
out
sharing
with.
my spotlight at this event.
Yeah. And now she's like, really? Oh, this is going to be my lot in life this season. I'm going to be stuck feuding with Kierna. They gave me a JV fight. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
She's so annoyed.
And even Angel.
She's like, I better commit some insurance fraud to get something more exciting going on here.
And even Angel, who was brought on by Kierna, I was like, yeah, maybe there was just some miscommunication. She's like, no, I'm being gaslighted. And, you know, she's acting all of a sudden like this is in my head. And Wendy's just like, where does Stacey go? Can we just talk about breath? I would really prefer can we just talk about Cementos?
You're so above the things that I'm saying, Wendy.
And Wendy's like, I don't care. So Ashley sits down and she asks if they've made any progress. And Karen's like, well, we made progress, but it's the same thing. Wendy apologized. I just feel like it's just a bit dismissive in the moment. And it's like, yeah, because first of all, Wendy's wearing an enormous dress, and she probably wants to be walking around and showing it off. And she's stuck having an argument with you when you came in and interrupted her, and then said that she was rude for not acknowledging you when you interrupted her. And now you're like hashing out the fact that like she didn't wave to you from stage while she was speaking, which is really one of the most ludicrous requests that we've ever heard on these shows. So yeah, I think that Wendy does feel a bit like above right now.
Yeah, so the girls all start to gather around, and Wendy's like, okay, look, Angel, welcome. Tia, welcome. Listen, I just wear a big whoop, and I want all of us to flow. And Ashley's like, yeah, well, Stacey's lying. And didn't you tell me that Stacey told you that she has a charade and she doesn't want to drop the charade? And Karen is like, yeah, she did tell me that in Lake Norman. That's what she said. So now she's coming for Stacey, Karen. So Stacey's like, what did I say to you? She goes, yeah, in Lake Norman, you were talking to TJ in the room, and I said, Stacey, are you ever going to show the girls exactly who you were like and like kind of break character? And you said, oh, absolutely not.
Which I have to imagine if that did happen, Stacey was like, oh, no, like meaning not like, oh, absolutely not. I've got a cover up. It's like a joke. Like these bitches, I'm being careful around them. Right. Which I think is like a pretty okay thing to joke about or say, or even say it seriously. Like I'm going to be careful. I don't think she was saying I have a secret self and I'm going to keep it hidden and no one's going to know about it. But I'm telling you that I have it.
Like she's munching on the arm of a baby. She's like, no, I'm not going to bring that on stage. You know what? I'm going to do what I want off camera. On camera, I'll be somewhat different. Like eating babies and, setting small towns afire. Like what is she like off camera that's so completely different? And Kierna, aren't you the one who just got a condo to film in so you didn't have to show your boyfriend, you fakey, and trying to fake a breakup because you want everyone to think you broke up so he doesn't have to come on camera? So you're not lying for the cameras. This is what's making me crazy. Every single person that's coming for her is a total hypocrite.
But that's always what Potomac has been. You have to actually kind of embrace that because that's what's so funny about this show. They're always hypocrites. Karen Huger. I mean, she started this tone 10 years ago of like, I'm the grand dame. And she's like not the grand dame of anything. She's all about etiquette. And she's like,
excuse me, she brought Wi-Fi to Surrey County. So I think you need to get some goddamn respect in your tone.
She's the queen of the dubious claim. Like, that's what this show is all about. Hypocritical people who, rather than looking inward, just like attack others because they are all it's like crabs in a bucket, which is geographically appropriate.
Now, I've been sticking up for Stacey, but, here's where Stacey goes wrong. Stacey's always coming in here like, well, she never answers the question. Never. No. Whenever somebody brings something up, she never just answers it. She says things like, well, every time we have an interaction with each other, you seem to come from a place of negativity and aggression. She's like, oh, Stacey, just stop it. She's like, well, you always want to fight. She goes, oh, really? If I want to fight, I know how to fight, Stacey. So don't do that. Oh, really? Last time you fought, you cried about a scar and were suing somebody you were suing a Muppet for 2 years. So don't act like you're some big toughie who's always wanting to fight.
Well, last time it's just funny that she does reference it. Like, yeah, remember I held my own in that fight. Whereas last season, as you alluded to, like when the fighting was brought up, she started to cry about how traumatic it was. And like, yeah, both things can be true, but it is funny how this season her vibe is more like, oh, I'm standing in it now. So Stacey is like, oh, I know you can fight. I know you can. I've seen it. Kara's like, don't do that. You don't do that. You know that. Don't do that. And then Angel's like, well, she's not a negative person at all. Okay, she's not. And Tia's like, she doesn't strike me as negative at all. Just stupid and American, as most of you are.
She doesn't strike me as negative, maybe financially, but, maybe bank account wise.
She just seems like she carries the trauma of having to have worn a polo shirt at one point for a boyfriend's company. I just get that vibe about her.
I get polyester. Polyester, I'm sensing.
So Angel, she jumps in and goes, I'm standing up for my friend of 20 years. And as we all know, since she brought me onto the show, this will be the end of our friendship. So we're in our kind of victory lap before I turn on her, which will happen before the end of this episode. Thank you so much.
100%. But also she's like, she's not a negative person. She's the one who is just saying I can get in a fight. Whatever.
I'm like debating, is that negative?
I don't know. I'm playing with the phone case. Okay, Christina, edit back in now. Edit back in now. I'm just making stupid points while I'm like, wow, this phone case is actually too big. I waited for a month for this thing.
Don't be.
Now who's negative?
So Stacey says, she's like, well, I don't understand why this group of women has suddenly turned against me. Quite frankly, I am being unjustly beat down. And this is why I love Stacey. Like, I just love how she just has this, why me? What could I have possibly done? It's like, you lied on the reunion. I say this as a Stacey fan, but you lied.
About what?
You blatantly lied.
About
what?
what?
Everything. About like TJ. I mean, she was clearly paying TJ. She really was.
You think she paid TJ to do this show? You think she had like a contract and she paid TJ to do this show?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not about, I'm sorry. I actually kind of like just blurted out. I meant more like it was fake. That relationship was fake for TV. I don't think there was a contract and all that. I think I think they're both liars. I think TJ is making this, but I'm saying, I don't know why I said that she paid. I meant more like it was blatantly a fake relationship for TV. And I think that now, like, I don't think she got divorced from her husband. And I think that they are like, I don't know. I do think that she's full of bullshit. Like, everything she says is very slippery in a way that I love, by the way. I love it. Like, this is my favorite type of housewife.
Yeah, I don't think she's done anything to the other women, really. I think all that stuff is kind of innocent, especially when they're all faking stuff. Ashley, Giselle, they've all fake stuff. So I don't know. She hasn't done anything mean to the women. I think she's been fine to all the women and they're just coming for her. I don't think it's cool to come for her. I'll say, I don't care. Who do you think
they should come for right now? You could say that about any of them. That
they should just have a natural, like, wait till something's natural. I mean, don't come back being like, oh, I'm going to get the girl for faking a relationship when you've been faking shit for years, Giselle and Ashley.
I still live in the trauma of season 8, and I'm okay with them coming from Stacey because I have, I will never forget that awful season that like nearly tanked Potomac. Like, that actually tainted Potomac for a moment. Like, Potomac was considered an elite housewives up there with Salt Lake City and Miami. And that tainted it, brought it down. But I think Potomac is pretty much like back up there, but it's still a little tainted.
Yeah, but it started getting better when she came on in season 9, right?
Yeah.
So.
But I'm saying, like, I don't want to see them sitting around because I'm afraid that they might not be able to pull it off. I don't know if they could pull off the sitting around vibe. I guess
I just wish there was stuff going on where they didn't have to make up stupid, insipid things to come after each other for. But I guess, maybe I need a different show. So,
like,
or a different genre, different network.
You want to watch like PBS or?
Yeah, basically I'm Team Stacey. I don't think she did anything. I don't mind when they come for somebody who did something wrong, but I don't think she's done anything. So I say leave her alone. So Giselle's like, well, I want to talk to Cookie. Yeah. So we go talk to Cookie. She of the best nails on Bravo. I love Cookie's nails. So she goes to talk to Cookie and they're talking about Karen and they're going to get together to do something for Karen for her birthday. And then back on the couch, Wendy is saying, okay, well, Kiona still can't start a fight to save a life. So Tia, tell me about you. And she's like, okay. Well, I'm royalty. My grandfather was a prince in Nigeria. And Karen is like, oh my God, Wendy's Nigerian. Oh, are you a Nigerian as well? Oh, hello. Always nice to meet a peasant. You've paid your taxes, eh?
So they do a high five. And then Stacey goes, okay, well, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but I'm Nigerian too. Just look at Stacey like, okay, Stacey. Like, I was so excited. Then she tells us, I was so excited when my mom told me about my Nigerian heritage and Wendy's Nigerian, and now I find out that Tia's Nigerian as well. I think I may have found my sisters. They're like, Wendy just goes, child, no comment.
That has historically not worked out all that well on this show. NECA versus Wendy. I don't know that I'd be trying to make an inroad with that one. So Ashley's like, hold on, ladies.
By the way, Wendy is nice to Tia because Tia
is royalty.
Is royalty and clearly has no interest whatsoever in befriending Wendy. It's like when the people are like like trying to get in with Wendy because they like know her from something. She's like, I don't know you. Like Angel and of course Nneka. But Tia's like,
Yes, I'm Nigerian and I'm from a higher station in life. So lovely to see you.
And Wendy's
It's so
like, "High
amazing
five."
that I can be so much better than you in 2 countries.
Were you raised with Rolls Royces also? No? Oh, that's terrible. When we have insurance claims, they're real.
Okay, everybody. Sorry to interrupt you, but there's a special performance. It's an Ashley party, so there will be some vagina flapping. Let's bring out a stripper to this extremely classy party. I'm sorry, a burlesque performer. Well, actually, I don't know if this is burlesque because she kind of acts like she's going to do burlesque, but then she does like drag queen stripper slaps on the floor, like with her poo-poo,
It was
slapping.
twirlesque. I didn't really
Yeah.
know what this was. It didn't seem to match the party at all. And I just thought it was funny that they're in this like suburban event space with a staircase and this like burlesque person comes out and like does a striptease, takes off almost all their clothes and everyone's like, woo. And it like it doesn't have anything to do with the bloom, a first bloom, a second bloom or any bloom.
No
and
bloom.
It's just there. It's just a person taking off their clothes.
And everyone's grossed out except, of course, Ashley, who's like, whoa! And everybody's like, disgusting. Ah. And Stacey's like, what happened to her clothes?
Is she Nigerian too? Another sister.
So she's dancing around and Wendy's like, oh, I see puss. So none of them really approve of this. But whatever. Kieran is like, wow, she's definitely in bloom. So now let's go to the gym with Angel. Angel's trying to decide whether or not she should get BBLs because now that she's back on the East Coast, she sees BBLs galore. And her trainer's like, yeah, no.
Yeah. It's sort of funny to think of like the holistic lady who's going to have sound baths, but she's also going to get a BBL. It's funny to think about, but it's not inconceivable. We've seen that in Los Angeles. It's just a very funny thing. It's like the natural and the unnatural come together in one beautiful yin yang twin.
Yeah.
So then Kierna is at her place and she's leading a meeting and she's gonna be doing a billboard, which is exciting. And then Wendy's talking to her. This dog, I have to say it, this dog was really a real ham. Okay. We're having a really strong week of like big personality dogs because the dog psychic on Orange County really was an amazing scene. Like I keep on looking at the picture of Cruz sitting on that sofa, staring at the dog psychic, just like waiting to be read. Like that's like one of my favorite images I've seen in a while. And so now we have this dog, this dog was basically, I have to imagine, Ronnie, it was you and me as like kids when like there's a dinner party, right? When there's a dinner party and like you slink out and like you do like a performance for the adults. And that's what this dog was doing when Wendy came down the stairs.
And you're behaving and I'm biting your face and running in circles around you. Yeah, it makes sense.
This dog was like rolling around. It was definitely trying to get some screen time and it succeeded.
Yeah. And Zoe, well, no, that's Zen Wen the third. And she's a handful. She said she's completely destroyed Zoe's life. It just cuts to the dog, like biting Zoe's face, trying to play. And Zoe's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then we get clips of the dog poop party where the dogs were pooping every place. And guess who's here? It's Stacy. And Wendy's like, I wore a wampa just for you. She goes, oh, so many memories of you saying, not a romper. That was so fun.
Literally no memories of that. And Stacy says, despite what happened at the reunion, I actually really like Wendy because the producer said I should. So we see that they were like, like when Wendy was the one who broke the news about TJ and how Stacy was like, no, like you're a liar. So they had some friction then, but everything's okay now. And she says, I do care about Wendy and I want to make sure I'm honest and upfront with her. At least there's one level-headed person in this group. And she's my sister.
So they go sit on the back porch and neither one of them knows how to open a bottle of champagne, which is...
Well, it's not only that. It's like Stacey's saying, normally I know how to open it, but it doesn't have all this foil on it. so I'm just gonna put it down. I'm like, I'm gonna just say something wild here. It's a little out of the box. I'm gonna do a hot take. I know people are like, man always says like, you know, he's always so nice. I'm gonna say something wild. Take the foil off and then see if you can pop the cork and see if that makes a difference. Because I don't know. I kind of think that's gonna be like the game changer, is taking the foil off, right?
Yeah. This was weird. And Wendy's like, I don't know how to do it with Eddie. Eddie does that. Okay. When did we get to the point where we think it's like fun? It's like a funny personality quirk to not know how to open a fucking bottle. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So she's like, we are women in 2025. We can't do this. We can't do this. Let's just drink water. Yeah. So they have some water. Wendy clearly still does not like her. She's just looking at her like, why are you on my tiny deck? Why?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk to you about that. You know, Ashley invited me to go shopping, and within a minute of arriving, she was screaming at me, telling me that she's seen receipts.
She was holding a baseball bat, threatening to beat me. She held a box cutter to my throat. It's like, I don't know that this is really an accurate description of what went down, Stacey. She was screaming at me. She just wouldn't stop screaming. And then it cuts to Ashley being like, I was at the Easter luncheon and there was not screaming.
And Wendy's like, Wendy asks, are there receipts? And Stacey goes, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that, because I can't defend myself against things that I don't even know what they're talking about. And it's very revealing of who she is, which is, I love this dodge that Stacey keeps on doing, because she's not saying like, yes, there are receipts or no, there are receipts. Like, basically Wendy's like, can you pull up documentation that you got divorced? And Stacey's acting like, you can't pull up documentation about like something that makes no sense. It's like,
no, she's saying because she's saying that Ashley said at the store that she saw legal documents proving that TJ is a plaintiff against her. And she's like, she's saying she has receipts. And Wendy says, but are there receipts? And she's like, but I don't know. I can't defend myself if I don't even know what you're talking about. Meaning like, I don't know what receipts she means. If she doesn't show me the receipts, I can't say whether or not there's receipts.
Which is still a dodge.
It is still a Stacey dodge. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, she just never answers a question. Like, are there receipts? How do I know if there's receipts if I don't know what you're talking about?
You have to tell me what store it's from first. So then there's like the wind chimes make noise. And she goes, you see that? That was the spirit. You see the spirit? Oh, a lot has happened since then. She gets really freaked out by the wind chime.
It's a very callback to Mia being like, is that your mama? Remember when they saw the crow in Austin?
That's right.
So we see the wedding ring that Stacey's wearing. And Wendy's like, wait a minute, are you engaged? And she's like, I'm back with my husband. And Wendy's just like, oh, Jesus. She's just giving her this look like, oh, hell no. She looks away like, I can't even look at this. So Wendy's like, yeah, you know, if she's going to be anything, be serious. Like, Stacey, what is this? I have so many questions, but we're working on a relationship, so I'm not going to say too much. I mean, but what is this? And she's like, what? What's wrong? She goes, look, I'm for team marriage, but this is a complete 180. I mean, it seems like conveniently, now that the girls are onto you, now we're getting back together.
We're not getting married next week. We're trying to work this out. There are a lot of things that are being said about me that are lies. Giselle said that I had something called Happy Stacey. And we see reunion where Giselle brought that out. And she says, I have a cannabis line that is coming out. And, you know, the talks to be in this line, they did not start until March of this year. And it's called Very Enthused Stacey. She goes, oh, so Giselle was right? No, because I didn't have a cannabis line when we did the reunion. That was one of many meetings regarding brand partnerships that I had. There was one for a 3.5 wick candle. There was one for really just that, just the 3.5 wick candle. And, you know, getting in this business had nothing to do with you or Eddie. Although I did hire someone named Smetty to be my spokesperson, but that's totally unrelated.
Someone approached me and wanted to have a cannabis line called Eddie is Happy with Stacey. And so what are you going to do? And she's like, well, wait, you went into business before you came into the group. And so Wendy says a few months before the reunion, Eddie and her were told that Stacey was going around the cannabis community saying that she wanted to start a cannabis line like Happy Eddie. And so then Giselle sees somebody at the Bloom party. We see a flashback and Giselle's like, hi. And Terrence says, you remember me? I'm the guy Stacey approached. People on Potomac are so messy. These extras will just show up anywhere and be like, hi, I'm the messy extra. Want a scene?
Yeah, and Giselle's like, oh, you are the one that said to her, why would I want to partner with you? Who are you? He's like, yeah. I will say this. I don't think it's like a crime against humanity to be like, ooh, I would love to get into cannabis. I like the way Eddie's doing it. Like the Happy Eddie, that's great. Like I would love to do something like that. I don't think that's wrong to be inspired by other people's businesses. If someone said, oh, I want to start a podcast, like I want like to do something like Watch for Crappens, I'd be like, okay, cool. I wouldn't be like, well, as far as I can tell, we were doing it first. So you're like a bit of a copycat. Like, no, like, you know, people are allowed to be inspired by other people's businesses and things that they do. It's allowed. It's okay.
Yeah, but Stacey should have just said at the reunion when she said you were going to have a Happy Eddie, she should say, well, someone approached me about doing a cannabis line and I don't know, I'm talking to him about it instead of being like, oh, what? That is absolutely not true today, but it will be tomorrow when I sign the contract.
100% she should have. She should have.
Why does it keep happening to
that.
Wendy? I mean, Wendy doesn't have a string of successful businesses to copy. Like, I understand why it happens on something like New York with Bethany. Remember when Bethany had her very successful alcohol line that she sold for zillions of dollars, and then Sonia wanted one that was kind of like that, and that became a big deal on that. But at least you're stealing something that's already successful. I mean, Karen was trying to steal the candles. That wasn't some successful thing. And now she's got Stacey trying to steal her weed. Why is everybody trying to steal ideas from Wendy?
Because Wendy's ideas are inherently unoriginal. And so it's like being like, why is everyone stealing all the clip art that Wendy's using? It's like, because it's clip art. Everyone has access to the old timey finger pointing. You know, it's like, oh, going like you're going into candles or cannabis. Like these are things that people are like, you know what I should do? I should go into candles or cannabis. It's like not crazy. It's, you know, when you watch like Shark Tank, there's so many like, this is a new dog food that's absolutely natural. It's like, yeah, like a lot of people came up with that idea and continue to come up with it. It's like kind of cannabis I think is harder, but I think like coming up with a candle is like,
I don't know that cannabis is harder. I mean, Happy Eddie's a collab. It's not like they have their own weed farm and they're, you know, they're partnered with a successful weed company and slapping their name on it. Like, you know, most reality TV products are
crying out loud. But like, yeah. I also think that I just don't know in terms of like, is cannabis like highly regulated, highly priced and highly regulated in a way that like maybe candle making is not. Like it might be a little easier to slap your name onto some sort of candle collab. I don't know. But I just think the reason why people are quote unquote stealing from Wendy is that she doesn't have any high concept ideas. They're just basic things that just sort of float through that you might see on Shark Tank or something like that. And
oh my God, what if we turn on TV and next time we watch CNN, Stacey's one of the commentators?
Now that's
good.
Something.
That would be good. Making political commentary. That would be pretty good. I'm just here to talk about the Middle East. Why is everybody so mean to each other?
I don't understand how it has to be this way. So Wendy...
Netanyahu just said I had bad breath. That's not very nice.
Wow, it's becoming an international issue, huh? So Wendy is saying, I just want to say I wish you nothing but success. And she's like, well, I have to go to the bathroom. Well, what do you go in the bathroom for? Are you pregnant? Which is like such a leap that Wendy just inserting that in there out of nowhere. Like I think people are allowed to go to the bathroom without an insinuation that they're pregnant.
Yeah, like, but the whole thing about Stacey is that she's got this breath that is probably from starvation. Let's face it. It's probably from like fasting or just eating meat or something, you know, like a meat only diet or something. You know, we've all had those moments. So Wendy's probably like, you're going to go shit your brains out from Ozempic. I think that's why Wendy is like, why are you going to the bathroom now? You know, I think she's everything Stacy does is looked at as sketchy by these women. And I think she's like, oh, really? So now you're going to go have water poop? Okay. Go enjoy your
I have
water
to use
poop.
the facilities. Now you're starting rumors. Well, I know she ain't bringing TJ around for her just to check, to get back with a man. Oh my God. So now we go to Tia's house. We have our first Tia home scene, and her daughters are arguing about how to make a charcuterie board. So like already off to a great start. Like we've got some rich kids who this is like their concern. It's not like past the Nintendo controller. It's like, no, the prosciutto goes on the left.
This is how to raise your children right here.
This is how you do
This
it.
is how to do it. They cannot leave this house until they understand how to make a charcuterie board. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a very good job. Thank you, guys. This is better than what I would do. Just kidding. Princess knows how to make a charcuterie board. Hopefully you washed your hands.
So Giselle comes over and meets the kids. And she's like, oh, you're twins. I know, I have some twins. And both of them were like, we don't care. So Tia's like,
I've got loads of kids. So Sienna's the oldest. Alexis is my gangster. And Nathaniel and Amaris are the twins. I met Giselle socially. I handed her my coat. Isn't that funny?
And she said, ooh, don't put that on my arms. They're tired from dealing with twins. I said, oh, you understand about twins? Well, I'm sorry about your mattress. She goes, no, I actually gave birth to them. I said, oh, well, I guess you survived that. We can sort of be friends.
So she introduces her to Rob, and Rob's kind of hot, no?
Yeah,
That
Rob
was
is
pretty
hot.
cute.
By
Yeah,
the
he's
way,
pretty cute.
Two very hot new husbands on this show right now. Like you gotta really credit these guys.
Yeah.
being
So
hot.
the kids are in her, and I like that Tia's like,
Okay, kids, you shot with me, but I think we're going to have some charcuterie. I know you're in a hurry to leave, kids, aren't you?
and Giselle's like, where are you going? She's like,
To the mall.
she goes, oh, really? What are we doing? We're Ubering to the mall.
And she's like, no, their father's driving them. She has a chauffeur.
Literally, he's the chauffeur. I married him just so I could get a discount on the rides, but literally just a chauffeur. Rob and I, we've been married for 17 years. He grew up in Southside Chicago, wherever that is, and I grew up with the cook. We had a steward, he had a driver. We had a driver, and even now, years on, we've been a good balance for each other. I'm incredibly wealthy, and he does things for me, so my lifestyle hasn't changed, and he just works a little bit harder.
So she says that he is from Southside Chicago, and she's rich. And she's like,
And we somehow be a good balance for each other. I have bags, and he balanced them on his wrist.
so she says her dog thinks he's human. And the kid is like, yeah, my mom just got that dog because she was on sale.
She's like, what? And she's like, I mean, I don't really even like her that much, but she's okay. No one likes this discount dog that's there. So Tia walks in like,
Oh, have you found the cheap dog? Like, well, Tia, you've outdone yourself. Have I? That was a rhetorical question. Of course I have. I'm a princess.
So she says her name is Tinukab, which is her Yoruba name.
Do you want to know what it means? It means pampered from my mother's womb.
pampered from your mother's womb. I see.
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I was raised in England. The Nigerian culture and the English culture are very similar in that they're both much more sophisticated than the Americans. England I loved because of family. Nigeria is the best place to go to party. I just kind of do the circuit, so I've got this happy balance at the moment. Then every now and then I come to America and tell Rob to drive me somewhere. And when I feel fulfilled from that, I go back to England. It's wonderful.
So she's like,
I don't do errands. I'm just used to having a driver, although I'm not about to be somebody's driver. Like, I'm not going to get haggard because I have children. God. I'm not going to get driving wrinkles.
Driving wrinkles. So your husband's the nanny?
Yes, and I'm saying that without sarcasm.
So
Don't tell him I told you that because I don't want him to ask for a raise in his allowance. Growing up, I was handed everything. Oh, could you hand me that cheese, dear? See? And it's important to show my children that I can work and make a living. I just choose not to, which is why I'm a real estate advisor. I walk in front of homes and I say things like, I love the curb appeal. Let's show a clip of me doing just that, shall we?
The clip comes on and she's like,
I love the curb appeal.
You know, us English like to sit up high now, so I love how this is a high house. But that being said, no one in the UK would ever live in a trash dump like this Potomac domicile. Okay, anyway, enough work for me for today. Where's Rob with the car?
So Tia says that she loves being a mom.
She's like, I mean, you know, look at me loving being a mom. Okay, daughter, come down the staircase. What's wrong with your face? Smile. It wasn't like that when I gave birth to you. Now get back to your charcuterie arranging lessons.
I love to spend time with my children. I also like to spend time without my children.
So Giselle asks what her husband does, and he's in sales and acquisitions for a massive aeronautical company. And Giselle's like, that's impressive. He's a nerd.
Yes, he's a nerd, actually. A nerd with a commercial driving license. You never know when you're going to need it.
Sales and acquisitions for a major company. I'm looking forward to that embezzlement storyline in about 2.5 to 3 years. So buckling up.
Aeronautical embezzlement.
Yep.
So Giselle loves nerds, and they're going to introduce him to Wendy's husband, also a huge nerd, apparently. How is her husband a nerd? What did Wendy's husband's a lawyer, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's smart. So therefore that counts as being a nerd in Giselle's eyes. I feel like being in sales and acquisitions for an aeronautical company does not make you a nerd. I think it's like designing the aeronautical stuff. If you're an engineer, that makes you a nerd, but you're basically just like a corporate person selling things. Like Giselle just heard aeronautical and was like, ooh, a nerd. Like, no.
He goes to space.
That's astronaut.
What does Earth look like from the moon? You asked him.
So Giselle says, we'll introduce him to Wendy's husband. And Tia says,
This is not the paid for husband. This is the real husband.
what does that mean?
Then, I think it's a reference to Stacy and TJ.
I see. Congratulations, you've reached the end of part 1 of a 2-part recap. For part 2, go look for the recap that says part 2. See you over there, suckers.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Que sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry.
We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna. It's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Put us on a stretcher, it's Charlotte Fletcher.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She's a total knockout. It's Katie Manock.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock.
Gee, it's Lisa H.
We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes. It's Melissa St. Rose.
There's a chance of meatballs. It's Rebecca Cloud.
Maximum love for Sandy Maximoska.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie. It's Sarah Tellefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony.
Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop.
Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
We're obsessed all with Tessa V.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.